Well, he's missed the cannon. He's still on the pink. It's a lot harder now than it would have been. And there he has, he's missed it. So this is not the Ronnie that we've seen all week. Struggling a little.
Well, he never looked in control of the break at all, did he? In the red, he missed it in the middle, he came right across it again. I mean, it's not through lack of practice, he's obviously in the semi-finals because he's been playing very well. He seems to have gone into his shell this evening. Really struggling with his cue action.
One.
I think that's end of break. He's too close to that red to the right. If he tried to play that, he'd be very close to pushing the cue ball. I think it's going to be a good safety. He'd love to get in behind the blue, but I don't think he can go thin enough off this red, so try and get on the bulk cushion in behind the brown and yellow.
Mark Selby, set.
Well, Ronnie can get in behind the blue here by swinging the cue ball around 3 cushions. Bet he's off the 2, but that's not the best safety shot he's ever played. It might even be an off. The weight was good though.
That was very, very fine. And what a kiss he's had on the yellow. Full ball snooker.
Well, Ronnie will be pretty pleased to see all these reds in a safe position at this end of the table, because if there'd have been an open play, this would have been a real bit of good fortune for Mark, but I don't think he'll be leaving a red on from whatever one he hits here. So even though it was a bit of good fortune from Mark, it never really ever was going to win in the frame. Well, as long as he's not going to push a red over the corner, he'll play the shot I thought Ronnie would have done a little while ago, where he can swing it round and get in behind green and blue. As long as he's not pushing a red over the corner. It's one of those who play with loads of side and try and catch it half ball. That's what he's done. And looking at the cue ball, you see, he's bound to get the good angle there. Amazingly enough, he's gone in between them both.
That's the best run Ronnie's hit for a little while. That was very good cueing. It's amazing to think that some of the balls he's missed and then to knock one in like that. It's just uncanny, but that's Ronnie's style. This blue he's looking at, I can't believe he was looking at the blue, because that's way thinner than what it looks on your screens at home. There's a power shot on the brown. It's always going to be hard to get on the red. I can't really see what he was playing for there. Unless he was playing it with loads of run inside, hoping to develop the ones near the black spot, but I can't see it. It was the wrong angle.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 5.
I think they'll both be pretty pleased to have the interval. They'll probably both shoot up to the practice room and hit a few balls. Even though they've both had an 80 breaker above in the opening 2 frames, it's not been the snooker we expected this evening.
And that's looking a lot better. That's the thing, awful hard shot on these tables because the cloths slide and the cushions, obviously they steel block cushions, so in the club, cue ball comes off very square. Whereas on these tables, the minute that cue ball hits a cush with any kind of side on it, it widens the angle.
Well, he can play a similar shot to Markov, the one just below the pink, but he's not playing that. He is now. Play almost to play the pot, but slightly thicker, and then he'll get the cue ball around the jaws. It is a little bit too thick. And look where the red's gone, that's unlucky.
One.
.22 lead didn't sound very much when Mark came to the table. Where the balls are, that 22 lead is very big until he gets the black onto its spot.
7. Eight.
The 2 reds that are virtually together on the top cushion are virtually impossible to play from pink to get onto them, so he definitely needs to get the black very shortly.
15.
Well, you're saying that, Willie, and I think he's landed on the perfect angle, yeah, maybe to land on these 2 reds, and if he can get the left-hand side of the 2 reds, it'll push the one towards the right corner. Right, the only thing he didn't want to do there was hit that full in the face, and that's what's happened. Like I said, if he could have got the cannon to the left side of these reds,
21.
as you can see with his cue ball, he's hit it full in the face. So barring a great pot, that could be the end of this little effort, but he's right back in this frame now. Only 2 points the difference.
I think he'll take it on, that's for certain. The white ball will be running free. I'm not too sure that he kissed the brown to hold the white at the end of the table. Would have certainly be taking the pot on.
Mark Selby, 21.
Ronnie will be pretty pleased to have got back to the table after that last mistake.
I think Ronnie's just stayed up. I think he might be having a little look at this red, try and chip this in. It's a thin snick. Quite amazing, he's potted another great red. That was just absolutely terrific. Played that with loads of bottom and right hand side as well to swing the cue ball around. And that looks just about perfect.
Well, that's as good a shot as he played this evening. He had to get the pace right that time. This is the problem red. It makes the other 2 reds available. Just look at the gap he's got and the pace he had to play just to drop on this red. If he was naturally going around the back of the black, he would play it plain ball, but I don't think that's on, so he's going to stun it in.
5.
And that's another excellent shot. Oh, 2 reds, 2 colours. Ronnie will be the more delighted of the 2 players to get out of here 2 each. Because he's missed more balls in this match so far. He's missed for the whole tournament. So he's 15 points in front. Red colour, red needed, and that's an excellent positional shot. And look at the scoreboard, he knows he needs a colour off this red.
20.
So very workmanlike this evening from Ronnie and Mark. As I mentioned a few moments ago, the interval is going to come at the right time.
96.
Don't think there'll be any heroics on this yellow to green unless he can screw back off the top cushion.
28.
30 points in it. Mark Selby, you know, is going to carry on if Ronnie doesn't pot this green.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Barring snookers, it'll be Ronnie that levels up to all. What an effort this is. He does know his way around a snooker table, Mark Selby. That was a beautiful shot. He had to play a stun run through off a half-ball green there.
And that's a very well played. He knows his way around the table as well, because that was a great get out. And if he hadn't missed that yellow that he potted was also important, because it meant Mark needs 2 snookers instead of 1. And this is looking okay unless he gets a big bounce, and I think he has. It's just slid past the black. Trouble is, Willie, I know it's 2 snookers, but both players, you know, same as John Higgins, they're more than capable of running 5 or 6 brilliant shots on the trot to get their 4-point penalties. Against a lesser player, you'd feel you've won the frame, but against these, it's never over until you've potted the ball that you really need to make it more than safe.
Yeah, miss-hit that Mark Selby in that attempt at a snooker. He was actually playing to screw the cue ball in behind the blue. So funny. Pots the green. I'm sure we'll be going to the interval very, very shortly. Unless he goes in off. How careless is this? Wow, you could see Ronnie there. He didn't judge it at all, that shot. He wasn't expecting the cue ball to be anywhere near there.
Three on the frame.
Well, Mark Selby will be delighted with it. I suppose both players will think, well, I could have lost that session 4-0, but they haven't. They've shared it at 2 each.
So I guess not a classic start to this match, but at least it's still all to play for. 2 frames apiece at the mid-session interval. Dominic, why do you think it's been so scrappy?
I don't really know. I think it's just the contrast of styles and maybe a few missed pots early on, and the colours or reds have gone safe, or both. And I think both of these players are as surprised as we are that it's just worked out this way, but 2-all to play for.
And does that mean the interval has come at a good time for both players, and hopefully it might be a little bit more flowing in the second half of the match?
I think it'll get better after the interval. I wouldn't be surprised if Ronnie had come out with a new tip, because he keeps looking at it.